Ma'am, you've been a film school student yourself and you've done some outstanding work and always encouraged new talent. What do you hope to see at our Grad Film Festival?
Um, just being here is nostalgia for me. I I think just putting a system together for filmmakers is fantastic because India is far behind in film schools and offering what we are one of the biggest filmmakers in the world, and we don't have a way to teach our kids how to make these films. And I think Annapurna International Film School is doing a fantastic job with that. I get really excited because I don't have to think. I mean, it's like I'm sitting on the other side today. As you said, I was in a film school, and it was, when we were showing our films, we were always so nervous. But sitting on the other side, I realized how important it is to have an education. And in films, and I am super excited. I'm sure they're going to be great films, and I'm really looking forward to see how innovative and creative the films are going to be.
With so many platforms available for storytelling and the expanded horizon of opportunities for young filmmakers, is your production house venturing into producing creative content for these different platforms?
I'm a filmmaker. I'm a movie maker. I'm a maker of film. Whatever, however you put it. It doesn't matter if it's on television, if it's on a medium of film or digital, or now I'm doing web series, so I'm across board. That's what people make fun of me, saying that you're not leaving any place for anybody. See, I'm an artist and I'm a creative person. So every day I have to reinvent myself. And sometimes I feel like the boundaries that we have drawn for women in film is kind of limited. So I'm trying to see where I can break those barriers and those lines and find other mediums, because when you're an artist, it doesn't matter saying that I'll only do film, I'll only do this, nothing like that. You'll do everything that satisfies your creative instincts. So yeah, I'm everywhere.
Ma'am, you'll be happy to know that 4 out of 8 films this year have been made by young filmmakers. So do share your thoughts on professional opportunities for women in the industry.
Absolutely. When I first started about 6 years ago, I was the only woman on set. Now I have my makeup artist, my production designer. I encourage my assistant directors. I encourage women because, it's as simple. It's yin and yang. You need both sides of the coin. And I'm not just catering to the men of the film industry or the audience. It's so important to have a woman's point of view and energy, because you get to see the film on a whole. And I think it's time that the family started encouraging girls with their dreams. And I see a lot of women today, which makes me very, very, very happy. And you have to always get to the next step, because people are, especially for women here, we were expected to do everything at a certain age. You get married at a certain age, you get a job at a certain age. By this age, you should finish your 12th. Oh my God, you have arrears in your engineering. Everything is such a big deal here. It's not. Life is too short or too long if you're going to live a boring life. You've got to make it exciting and livable and full of life, and that happens only when you do what you love. And man, woman, straight, yellow, green, blue, I don't care. Everybody should be making creative content, whatever field they're in, because that side of your brain just releases so much more of your happy hormones that everybody should be encouraged, so we live in a better and a happy place.
Do you have any upcoming projects to talk about, and would our alumni find opportunity with your projects?
Absolutely. Actually, I was just mentioning that my next film that I'm acting in, called Wife of Ram, is directed by a film school student. He went to Ramanaidu Film School. So I'm always looking, because I feel that you're so eager to tell the story and you're most authentic. Because once you come into the industry, then you'll get a little adulterated. Oh, am I making a commercial film? Who am I catering to? None of that. You should be open, and right now is when you're most true to your art, I feel. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm always looking for people. And who is the hero? The story. You have a story and I will back you up like no other. But finding that right story and that synergy. You know, my acting coach always used to call it, it's not just finding a great script, it's also the attitude of the person, because you have a career marriage. You have a career marriage with this person for a long time, like a year is a long time. You as filmmakers, I believe that we come together with highest passion and working day and night, you know, for a very short period of time for a product which is done for a year and letting it go to create the biggest impact. So obviously we're going to have loggerheads, we're going to agree to disagree and vice versa. But finding, being grounded and knowing that you're fighting for the film and not at each other. Because too many times that comes into play and you got to know what is the bigger picture for yourself, you know? And yeah, opportunities are always there if you stay the course.
Totally. Ma'am, so do share any words of guidance for our graduates who are stepping into the industry.
I want to first of all congratulate you for finishing your 4 years of intense filmmaking. It's not one subject, it's many. And I hope you found your voice where you want to speak with, let it be with cinematography or acting or directing or music or production design, whatever it is, find your voice and know that diligently working is what is going to get you where you want to go. You're not going to wake up one morning and somebody's going to give you a movie. It doesn't happen for me today. You know, I have to wake up every morning and see what it is that I can do to make that next project happen. But stay the course, stay the course. As filmmakers, we work in the dark. It's a tunnel that we go through without a light at the end of it. But trust me that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and follow your heart. You can't go wrong.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Hello, sir. So, your films have been path-breaking and they revolutionized storytelling in the Telugu cinema. So, how important is it for young filmmakers to experiment with different narrative? Could you give us a few words of that?
It's very important. I mean, if important is a smaller word actually. It's the that's the main ethos of a creative art. You have to be different. You have to be creative. You have to be telling stories that have never been told. That's the fundamental ethos of a creative art. So filmmaking is one, in like visual media. So it's always you always have to actually thrive for something that people have not seen. One, and one is socially relevant wherever you are, your place, your surroundings, and then you should have a signature. Like as a filmmaker, you should be people should recognize that this is your style, a new style. And then a film definitely should have a longevity. It has to live for even after some years, or even after your children watch. It should be like you should be proud and they should understand. And also a universal concept, like any language barrier should be broken. That's some primary criteria of a film. So everyone has to be in that, and that's what I define as a good film.
So, being from a film school, you will relate to this moment of young filmmakers stepping out into the industry. So could you share a few words of guidance on how they may fit in and continue to grow?
Yeah, this is a great moment. I actually I relived it when I was watching those films. It's a see what you like in one of my films. I said what this is like more fun-filled, happily like exploring yourself, and the future is what is the more difficult part and a purposeful part. So you have to be conscious, hardworking, and then probably. Like I said earlier, you have to decide on what you want to make. So I remember my graduation days that I had a story to tell, so I just that was my thesis script, and I desperately wanted to say that story. So I think a lot of you come out with those kind of dreams, and then I wish you all the best.
So how important is it to you, and how did you find the balance between showing stark reality and entertainment in cinema?
That's that will probably come into that style of filmmaking. So I chose to be real, but sometimes economics doesn't allow it to be hardcore, 100% real. So you have to actually say it in a way that people understand and people enjoy. So that's especially in Telugu, regional language in Telugu film industry, you have to walk that thin line. So balance it out, and then I sometimes feel that I'm sugarcoating more, or I want to tell more reality, and then sometimes I feel it may not work. So it's a constant battle, and then somehow you get the films out, and then when they're appreciated, you feel good. But it's a balancing act that you have to continuously do, so especially in Telugu film industry.
Right, thank you so much, sir. It was a privilege having you with us today. All right, thank you. Hello, sir. So thank you so much for coming today and for your support for the Grad Film Festival. So you have made some really cool ads previously, and then can you tell us what do you look forward to most in a Grad Film Festival?
Surprise, because there's so many films outside, and it's so easy to get influenced by them, that I'm looking at people who surprise the audience, at the same time who are very rooted, who are not insecure in their own where they come from, and if that comes on screen, super.
So we hear that you have started your own company this year. So congratulations. So could you give us a glimpse into the scenario of Indian advertising industry in 2018?
See, Indian advertising and films both are at the same juncture now. With the kind of cameras we have, and how simple it's become, not easy, simple it's become, to take a camera and shoot whatever you want. I think this is the age of underdogs. So earlier you used to have big agencies that dictated, but now if you are open to collaboration, then the smaller guys have a big chance to win.
And AISFM offers a degree in advertising. So could you give us your perspective on how a degree would prepare them, and any other guidance you would like to give to the advertising students in particular?
See, I believe that about college, whether it's advertising or films or whatever. College is the place where you make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, this is your last chance to make mistakes. So I think everyone should be encouraged to tread territories they have not gone before, make a lot of mistakes, learn, because there's no one paying you for doing an ad, right? So you could go wrong, and that's completely all right. But once this gets over, then you won't be able to do what what otherwise you would do in a college.
So we know that your daughter is studying in AISFM. So how is she enjoying her course, and how do you find her progressing?
Not daughter, my sister studies here. Yeah, so she's doing well.
So ఒక చిన్న క్వశ్చన్ తెలుగులో. సో ఈ మీడియా ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ గురించి మీరు ఏమంటున్నారు?
See, these are all, like I said, 4 years that you put into this. This is the best way to learn. Otherwise, when much younger, we used to struggle. It would take about 20 years for us to figure out what to do. Now you guys are learning it in 4, and you are absolutely ready. So I think that time that you take for experience is coming down. So you should enjoy. This is the last time you'll maybe enjoy in a college. So
Thank you so much, sir. So it's been a privilege having you here with us.
Ma'am, media and entertainment ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ గురించి మీరు ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు?
I didn't get the question.
మీడియా అండ్ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ గురించి మీరు ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు?
Entertainment, through movies? See, there are a lot of good things మనం చెప్తాము మూవీలో. But then, see, I'm very frank, and I can't. We don't make such movies now at present. There are good things. Then we end up saying more of giving ideas
for what we are not supposed to do. So that thing we have to change. But I think there are a couple of movies, good movies are there. So education-wise, entavaraku, how we educate, by showing something bad, also we do educate, but people take it in a different ide. Kabatti, in what way we are educating annadi, we have to make movies educating the people in sense that does not come into mainstream cinema kabatti. అది కొంచెం ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంటుంది. మన వాళ్ళు మెయిన్ స్ట్రీమ్ సినిమా కాకుండా వేరే సినిమాలైనా దే డోంట్ వాచ్ మచ్. సో అందుకని దీన్ని ఎలా బ్యాలెన్స్ చేసి మనం చేయాలన్నది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు రియలీ డూ ఇట్. వీఆర్ ఇంకా అంత వీఆర్ నాట్ డూయింగ్ ఇట్. సో అందువల్ల దే హ్యావ్ టు వీ ప్రీచ్ అండ్ ఇట్ లైక్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది టైమ్ వీ ప్రీచ్, బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ అది ఇట్ డజంట్ అదేమవుతుందంటే మీతో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద సాంగ్స్ ఆర్ అదర్ థింగ్స్ అది ఆడియన్స్ మర్చిపోతూ ఉంటారు. సో ఇట్స్ క్వైట్ డిఫికల్ట్, బట్ ఐ ఫీల్ ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు దే సినిమాలో ఒక మంచి ఇవి ఉంటే అది వాళ్ళు దే హ్యావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ అండ్ దే షుడ్ టేక్ ఇట్. ఓకే,
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was lovely talking to you. As part of Annapurna family, you've always supported our Grad Film Festival. Not many from our industry understand the short film genre. You've been to film school, so could you share what you look forward to see at AIS Film Grad Film Festival 2018?
I think the short film genre is a very different genre to feature films. We're all used to watching feature films in a theater, and you have to watch it with a very different mindset. To realize that depending on the time, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the short film length is, they're almost trying to tell a large scale story in a much shorter format. And I think it requires a certain amount of knowledge of that format of films to be able to appreciate it or to be able to understand it. Having said that, I think it's the most important step to making feature films, because that shorter burst of your creative juices coming out and making a 15 to 20 minute film, I feel that really helps you to then plan a feature film. I did 4 to 5 of them before my first one, and I think it's the most important thing to do, and I'm so glad they're doing it.
With so much educated talent pouring in the film industry, how do you think it will change our films in the coming years?
Sorry, repeat that.
With so much educated talent pouring in the film industry, how do you think it will change our films in the coming years?
I think now it's all about technique and only honing your skills and having an approach to cinema. And I think institutes like ASFM and film institutes all over the world, they give you that educated approach to films. I think before, look at it, when my dad and granddad started, it was a very heartful approach. There was no educated approach to it. And I think with the amount, the scale of our industry, we need to be very careful, because the numbers of a feature film have gone so high that risks are very high. And I feel that an educated approach to it gives a certain security to a feature film or whatever that body of product you're making. And an educated approach to anything is good in life, I feel. It's the best way to approach anything, and I think institutes like this are making that happen. So it's great to see.
Our cinematography alumni, Samir, worked in your last project, Hello. How was your experience working with new talent?
He was really good, and to be honest, I've PS Vinod, our DOP. So Vinod sir is a really hard tasking DOP. He's very hard on every shot, has to be perfect. And I know Samir started off as the 3rd or 4th assistant. He was not really given anything important, but by the end of the film he was shooting a shot for me, and Vinod sir would be in DI, and Samir would be shooting the actual scene. And I was really impressed, because to progress that much in the very first film is a great achievement. And Samir was really good, and it was great to see that happen from our school, and I really look forward to seeing that happen a lot.
So my last question was that, will you consider working with one of our filmmakers?
Of course, I already hear that my brother has heard a script of one of our students, and apparently it's going to happen. That's incredible. That's so nice to see, and it's bound to happen. It's going to happen very soon. In fact, I've already told my mom, please, if there's anything interesting, please tell me. We'd love to work on it. It's exciting. It's exciting to hear new ideas from younger from the young, I mean, someone around my age, and to work with someone from our school would be like a dream come true for my grandfather. So it's really great.
Thank you so much, sir. It was lovely talking to
Thank
you.
you.
As a young filmmaker, you must have faced many challenges to reach where you are. So could you share a few words of advice for young filmmakers?
Uh, don't fix yourself a time, you know. I have to become a director by the year 2020 or something. Just do your work, because this is an industry where you know, it asks too much of your time. So just don't fix your fix yourself a time target.
What do you look for in a young professional when you hire a team?
The commitment. Yeah, that's it.
Sir, this is not a trick question, but just out of curiosity. Would you be able to gauge our technicians by watching their grad film and their ability to deliver what you expect as a director? Or would the process be completely different for you to gauge whether they can work for you?
See, it works both ways. When you make a short film, you might be really good at it. But when it comes to working on a film, maybe you're not that great. Sometimes your short film is not really great, but when it comes to a film, feature film, you might be outstanding. Because when you try to tell a story in 20 minutes, you're always restricting yourself. So when you do it on a bigger scale, and when your thoughts are bigger, then working on a film should define you what you're not. Yeah, it has a scale where you know, it just helps you develop some confidence within yourself that yeah, you can handle the 24 crafts of filmmaking. But it shouldn't be the only one.
Sir, one last question, and this is in Telugu. Media and entertainment industry lo education gurinchi meer emanuntunnaru?
ఈరోజు అందరూ ఏంటి చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళే వస్తున్నారు. అంటే అప్పట్లో రాలేదని కాదు. ఈరోజు వచ్చేసి మనకి ఇంకా చదువుకోవడానికి ఇంకా ఎక్కువ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. నేను 2005లో అప్పుడు నేను నా ఇంజనీరింగ్ ఫినిష్ చేసుకుని ఇండస్ట్రీలోకి వద్దాం అనుకున్నప్పుడు ఒక్క స్కూల్ కూడా లేదు. ద ఓన్లీ వన్ స్కూల్. నాకేమో పాసిబిలిటీ ఉందంటే నేను బాంబేకో ఢిల్లీకో వెళ్ళాలి, లేకపోతే అప్పట్లో న్యూయార్క్ ఫిల్మ్ అకాడమీ అని చెప్పేసి అక్కడ యూఎస్లో ఉండేది. ఏ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు అవే స్టాండర్డ్స్, అంతకన్నా మించిన స్టాండర్డ్స్లో ఇప్పుడు మనకి హైదరాబాద్లో ఏఐఎస్ఎఫ్ఎం ఉంది. సో రియలీ హ్యాపీ. చాలామంది రావాలి, ఇండస్ట్రీలోకి రావాలనుకునే వాళ్ళకి మంచి ఆపర్చునిటీ ఉంది, అట్లీస్ట్ ఇన్ యువర్ బ్యాక్ యార్డ్. అంతే.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. Hi, Ma'am. Ma'am, what do you hope to see at our Grad Film Festival 2018?
I hope to see some great work. I hope to see teams coming together and telling their stories with their passionate and pure craft, because they've spent 4 years learning it, and we would like to see all that they have learned put together and measured in a way that shows their creative talent. I don't expect entertainment, because I know this is not the genre for entertainment, but it's for pure storytelling, which is so rare. I'm looking forward to that.
Ma'am, you've worked in one of the short films. So how was your experience working with the team?
I was so impressed. Oh my goodness, half my films from the industry weren't so organized. In fact, so often the directors didn't tell me the story until I came to the shoot, and here they had everything planned to the last detail, and everyone was working with silence, and yet there was a joy, and there was such clarity about what they needed to do and what they wanted to do, and there was such coordination and order. I was really, really impressed. And if all the teams are doing this, hats off to them. I think the industry is going to love working with them.
Ma'am, 4 out of 8 films this year have been made by our young women filmmakers. So what are the opportunities available for women in the industry?
Opportunities are boundless. I mean, if you have the talent and if you have the skill, sky's the limit. If you don't have the talent or the skill and you're looking for a place, there is no place for you here. It's like school level sports and Olympics. You got to be Olympic standard to get into the industry. So for all the women out there, study, work, gain your skills, gain your confidence, have your craft so strong that you will be sought after. And Annapurna Studios, as you see, has women working everywhere, and we've been working for few generations now, and we encourage women. I don't think we distinguish between men or women. If you have the skill, you have the talent, you have the place on the team. And I see it now working in Bombay, working in Tamil Nadu, working in Kerala. Women are everywhere, and the more women who are willing to work and confident to work, the better this place will be for women.
Ma'am, a small piece of advice that you'd want to give to a graduate stepping into the industry.
Find your song, meaning find something special that you can give. You have spent so many years training, you've spent a lot of effort and time on your grad films, you've learned to work in teams, you've learned your skill and your craft. Now remember, we value you at AISFM, your teachers, your faculty, your management, your classmates, everybody values you here because we understand what you've been through, but the industry won't know. Yes, you can say I have a degree, but for the industry, they want to see your work on screen. So be willing to start with small things, do the small things really well, prove yourself, and in a few years, they will gain trust in your work, and then you will get to do the big things. So my words of guidance are, be willing to do small things well before you get on to big things. Wishing you all the very best.
Mama, last question Telugu. Media and entertainment industry lo education gurinchi meer em anukuntunnaru?
ఈ కాలంలో మీడియా అండ్ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్లో ఒక ప్రొఫెషన్ కావాలంటే ఎడ్యుకేషన్ చాలా ముఖ్యం. ఎవరికి మీకు ట్రైనింగ్ మీకు నేర్పించడానికి టైం లేదు. ఫ్రమ్ ద మినిట్ గో మీరు పర్ఫెక్ట్గా ఉండాలి. యూ హ్యావ్ టు నో యువర్ క్రాఫ్ట్. అన్ని విషయాలు తెలుసుకోవాలి, అన్నీ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో బెటర్ టు గెట్ అ గుడ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ దెన్ గోయింగ్. సో ఎవరికి ఛాన్స్ అడగవసరం లేదు. There is a job profile, vacancy available, you can go interview for the job because you have your training, you have your skill. Chala chala mukyam, and I think more and more young people are coming forward iటువంటి education kosam. Chala mukyam.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
ఈ వీడియో గనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే
లైక్ చేయండి,
షేర్ చేయండి
అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి.